Everybody, Jeff Cedar Acres Homestead. It's a beautiful sunny Sunday. I believe it's the 9th. Yes, March 9th. It's not going to be our typical video. I'm sitting down. I'm enjoying the warmer weather. But yeah, if you haven't been living under a rock or anything like that, you're probably noticed the prices of eggs have went through the roof. And they continue to go up. I wasn't really ever going to do a video on this, but we had to go into town yesterday, get some tractor supply and the family farm at home, and we swung by the dollar store because of all things, you know, some things you can't do on the homestead, and we needed razors. So, but when I was in there, I walked back there and looked at the eggs just out of curiosity, and they were $9.10 at the Dollar General market store there. And I just shook my head. Then the person that was working there, he had seen me take a picture of it. And I said, I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to do that. He says, no, you're fine. He says, isn't that nuts? And I know other parts of the country, they're even more. But, you know, my thing on it is, you know, and a lot of other people, the media, all this, they're blaming it on the bird flu. And this opinionated, guys, you take this the way you want to, but in my opinion, I think the wool's getting pulled out from underneath, you know, the rug, or however you want to say it's getting pulled out from underneath you again. I'm going to try to add this chart in here. Egg prices have largely outpaced inflation. It's from January 2022, and if I can't put it on there, I can just kind of... It's got a line for inflation from 2022 until, you know, 2025, and I'll try this, guys, but I don't know. I'll just try to add the graph. But you see the eggs, the one that goes way up high. I don't have my glasses. I do not bring my glasses. It's 150% they've went up. And I have did some research, and, you know, and don't get me wrong, I do believe the bird flu is an issue. But if you go to the CDC sites and stuff like that, you're always hearing the backyard farm, the backyard hobby farm too. And, you know, we went through this last year, about time, because we do the animal swaps. And they banned the sale of the birds at Tractor Supply animal swaps. And that went, it was a couple months, I believe. But yeah, I personally think, along with a lot of people, it's just the corporations, they're trying to, there's no else way to put it, but get rich off, you know, make this money off this situation. That, like I said, don't get me wrong, I know there's bird flu. But like I said, they're always targeting, you know, the backyards and stuff like that. And a lot of it, if you go to that CDC website, is going to be larger hatcheries and stuff like that, or places that's got like 200,000 birds. And the funny thing was, I just can't comprehend this. Then they'll tell you to keep your birds inside, keep them covered up. And I don't do that, and I never have. Last year, and am I nervous? To an extent, yeah, maybe. But you gotta have faith. You know, my animals my ducks and my geese, they don't ever go in. And I was gonna set us up over by the pond, but the wind's blowing, and I didn't want to interfere with that because I don't have a mic on. But yeah, my birds go in and off. I have lived here for 5 years, guys, and I have never lost a bird. Sorry, that wind's blowing. That was not egg bound. And recently, if you follow the videos, I lost an emu because she broke her leg. She fell and broke her leg. I haven't seen no dead wild birds anywhere or anything like that. So, you know, it's just an opinionated thing, but then again, it's not really an opinionated thing. Like I said, I walked in there, looked at the egg prices, and really what it's coming down to is people's got to start realizing, don't pay that much for them eggs. Don't pay that much for them eggs. I can drive 3 miles down the road and buy farm fresh eggs for $4 a dozen. And that's the other thing. You know, you can reach out. I don't care where you live. You can reach out, you know, Facebook Marketplace, something like that. You can find somebody to get them farm fresh eggs from where you're not paying 9, 12, 13, 14. I don't even know what they're. There's some places I've heard they're over $15 a dozen. That's just ludicrous. It's crazy. And the reason I say it's ludicrous and it's crazy, I would hesitate people in my area, because, you know, we just did our taxes and, you know, you itemize all this stuff and that. The price of feed, and don't get me wrong, I do not buy my chicken feed from Tractor Supply. I do not buy it from the farm stores. I buy it from local farmers that process it. The price of feed has not went up in the last year. So it's not costing you more to feed your chickens in my area. And so I don't get screamed at by everybody. In my area, the price of feed has not gone up. I am not selling eggs right now because I'm running my incubators, but it's catching up now where I got to start selling. I will sell my farm fresh eggs for $3.50 a dozen until that price of feed goes up. So see, there's a variance there too. So if you're around this area and you're selling your eggs for more than you were last year, you're also feeding into this bird flu, trying to make a couple extra cents off, you know, people, and you shouldn't be. Unless that price of feed's going up to feed them birds, no. So, and the other thing, guys, if you are able to, I mean, if you're able to, like a family of 2, you could probably get 2 or 3 hens, and that would feed you and your spouse. Or if you got a family of 5 or whatever, maybe you need 5 chickens. And it's still going to buy that bag of feed and setting that up. You know, it's going to be cheaper than going and buying them eggs if you like to eat your eggs at that price. And no, don't pay that price. It's ridiculous. And it's not just eggs. I realize that it's everything. I looked at deodorant yesterday too, and I just shook my head. And don't worry, I use deodorant. But yeah, everything has went up. But the eggs, no, it's just, and it was about this time last year. You know, they were going up, not this high, but they were going up. And then you hear about people wanting to cancel Easter egg color and things and that. It's just sad. It's sad. The birds dying are sad. Don't get me wrong. That's sad too. But I have hatched out over, I think, close to 100 chicks now in the last week in the house. And, you know, I don't understand the price if it's not the corporations gouging. You know, it reminds me of gas, when gas goes through the roof. It used to be, now I don't know what they blame it on, but it used to be there'd be a tanker spill or something like that, or one of the oil rigging things offshore would go down, or there's a hurricane, that's going to make the prices go up. So now we got the influenza flu, which has been around 2016. It was around then, and now since 2022, yes. But from a personal standpoint, no, I would just get chickens. And I'm sure there's people going to say, well, we can't get chickens. Our city won't allow us to get chickens or anything like that. But then I guess if you're in the city, most cities, you'll let you have a certain amount of hens. Not roosters, because the roosters, you know, they'll crow and get you in trouble with the noise. But remember, you don't need a rooster to have, you know, a hen doesn't need a rooster to lay an egg unless you want fertile eggs to hatch. And then you need your rooster. But yeah, if you live in a city where they don't, you know, allow that, maybe you got to get together with people and go to the city and try to change it. I mean, this is things people's got to change. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I get tired of getting walked on. I chose this lifestyle. I mean, I had 2 completely paid off cabins. No mortgage, no nothing, no. I sold them and moved over here. Unfortunately, I live where there's no zoning ordinances, which I love. It's rare to find that anymore. But no, I chose to live this lifestyle so I could have this animals. And we kind of fell into that back in 2020 when COVID started. The big C word. And now I just sit here scratching my head and here we go again. And you know, I said I'm concerned. I'm concerned. You know, it could happen. It could happen anywhere. I mean, you drive down the road and get in an accident and you're gone. That could happen at any time. I ain't gonna live in fear. What I'm more concerned about, and I am in Michigan, and you can go back to a past video about this time last year when they did that. They did it. They banned the sale of birds at the animal swaps. And that hurt a lot of people. A lot of people I'm good friends with. And, you know, we have outside income, and so it didn't hurt us terribly. And it ended up working out in the long run because when they took the band off, you know, our chicks we had hatched had grown into the pullets, which are, you know, the next size up, your pullets. So that worked out good, and we ended up selling them. But yeah, it's just... But the funny thing with that whole ban was in Michigan, I want to say MARD, correct me if I'm wrong, I could look that up, but I don't want to look it up right now. They had their sales. They charged people $20 to set up. And I'll be darned if they didn't take that band off before their first sale of the year. And, you know, we could go sell, and we go to that swap too. But hey, guys, to round it out, yeah, I just as an influencer, I'm supposed to be an influencer. You know, I like to keep it simple here. I like to make my animals talk, walk around, try to show you guys. But yeah, as an influencer, yeah, I should probably tell you more how I feel about certain things that are going on, and that's kind of what I've did today. But yeah, don't pay those outrageous prices for those eggs. I mean, like I said, check Marketplace, check that. Your farm fresh eggs are going to be better for you. And don't let anybody tell you any different than that. You know, you do your research and see how long it takes some of them other eggs to make it to the stores. But, yeah, it's crazy to think that, what were they like 5 years ago, guys? Were they like, I know like at a store like Aldi's, I think they were, under $1 a dozen, probably cheaper than that. But anyhow, guys, it's a situation. I don't think it's going away any sooner. We'll see. But yeah, sometimes we got to start at our local government too. But I would advise, if you can get 2 or 3 chickens, depending on your family, or 5 chickens. But you know, that kind of happened a little while back. You know, everybody went out, boom, they're buying them chickens, and then it stopped, and everybody, you go on Facebook, and everybody's getting rid of their chickens again. You don't want that either. Because then a guy like me's got to come and get all your chickens. Because you can't have enough, I guess. Anyhow, guys, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see y'all on the next one.